Hey, you guys. My name is Jasmine. I am the founder of Rootin' For You. We are a Dallas based small business with a major focus on birth work, self care, and becoming more spiritually aligned and in tune with yourself. Today, I just kind of wanted to get on here and shoot the shit with y'all. This is like my first official video. And I wanted to talk about mainly my work as a doula, but I just kind of want to get some things off of my chest. So, yeah, let's get into it. I've had a couple of interviews circling around for the past few months. My first interview was with Voyage Dallas. It was like a kind of like an article. Then I had an interview with a Sensational Aura. That's with my girl Amelia Grant. She's so lovely, and I enjoyed myself. That was on her podcast. That was on video also. You can find that on YouTube. I'll link it down below. And the last interview that I did was with Shout Out DFW. I believe they're an extension of Voyage Dallas. It was also a written interview in an article format. But all in all, those interviews were all kind of talking about my experience as a doula, what I do in my community, just giving me a chance to kind of showcase myself because I'm very new. Like this is it sounds like a dog is in here. I don't have no dogs. Anyway, this is new. When I started Rootin' For You, I got my official LLC, a registered business, back in August of 2021. I had to think. Back in August of 2021, I got this LLC for Rootin' For You. And honestly, I feel like I said this in my interview with Mia, like spirit has been guiding me like for real, cuz you ever know, like I know me being in tune and talking to my ancestors, I already know what the end game is going to be, and I'm very excited to be there, to get there. But it's the middle that's a little gray to me, but I've been allowing it to unfold and take my hands out the pot and let my ancestors, the universe, and God kind of orchestrate things and play chess. So, but it's just been me following my heart and being obedient, it's allowed me the luxury of leaving a 9 to 5 and making my own hours in a way. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not on anybody else's time, and I'm not spending 8 to 10 hours a day investing into somebody else's dream. That was really fucking with me. And I'm gonna just let you guys know right now, I stay by the airport. You're gonna hear planes. Sorry about that in advance. I'll just kind of, my voice is soft, but I'll kind of say it with my chest when I have to. But yeah, okay, so let's just get into it. I'm over here rambling already. I got a little list that I want to follow. Okay, so I have a 6-year-old son. I'm almost 30. I'm not 38, I'm 29. So I had him when I was 23. And I was telling another doula who interviewed me. Oh, I did do another interview. This isn't a public interview. It was for a mirror group, Medicaid, here in Texas. This beautiful woman, she works with Quilted Health. She did an interview, and I was just kind of telling her my story. And I'm pretty healthy. You know what I mean? I've never broken a bone, never had any major surgeries, no major health conditions. I ain't never had no high blood pressure, nothing. I've just been healthy as a fucking horse. And me, having a baby was such a, it's already a major thing, like, you know what I mean? But it was kind of traumatic for me because I ended up having an emergency C-section. The nurses were neglectful. You know, the doctors clearly don't give a fuck. It seemed like everybody in that hospital was just there to get in and get out and go through the motions. It's literally like a factory. And I was unprepared. I didn't know anything about um, what I was walking into. I did not have a doula. I didn't know anything about children. Like, and this is the crazy thing about me in my career now, because here I back then I didn't know shit. You know, I'm gonna cuss a lot. I cuss. I have a potty mouth. People that know me already know that. But you just gonna have to get in where you fit in with me. And if you don't like it, I'm I'm not sorry. But you know, oh well. But anyway, um, it was just a shitty ass experience, and it was really fucking with me because me not having any major issues and not having to be in hospitals or deal with doctors a lot, um, I still kind of thought they had some sense. Like I really still thought that they cared in a way, and I'm not gonna say they all don't care. There's some good doctors out there for sure, but most of y'all is given no. It's a no for me. It's just a no for me. Um, but yeah, I didn't find out about a doula until after I had my baby. And one of the lactation nurses at the hospital was like, "Oh, you need to check out this place called Uzazi Village." Because I lived in Kansas City. I lived in Kansas City for a couple of years, and that's where I had my son Kane. Um, and I was like, a doula, Uzazi Village. Because all I knew, I did a lot of book reading. I was left to my own devices, books, the internet, and my family. You know what I mean? And my friends, I was the first of my friends to have a baby, so they was just kind of like, I don't know what to tell you, girl. So I was just kind of left to my own devices, which can be a little dangerous sometimes because everybody has something to say. Most times they're projecting their fears and insecurities on you. You have to figure out what works best for you and for your baby. So yeah, I just, but I did know that I wanted to breastfeed. I did know that. I didn't know what all of that entailed because I remember being in the hospital and the nurse was like, "Okay, so you want to breastfeed?" I was like, "Yeah." All right, every 2 hours we're gonna come in here. I was like, 2 hours, but I'm tired. What? Um, so I just wasn't ready. My nipples were really sensitive. They cracked. I couldn't figure out the latch at first. It was a lot of nights where me and Kane were just up at 2, 3 a.m. looking at each other crying. Like I can laugh about that now, but back then I was like, get the infamil. Like I can't deal. I breastfed for about 5 months. Uzazi Village, I will say that they helped me get that far. You know what I mean? Because if I didn't have that, I probably would have breastfed for 2 months or 3 months, and every little bit counted. I'm very grateful to have come across those women because I would literally just, I would call somebody be up there. I would go and sit in there, and of course, when I'm sitting in the place with all the birth workers, my latch is perfect. I don't need any help. But it was when I walked away or I go home, I'm struggling. So, but yeah, I didn't know too much about doulas. It was just kind of like trial and error. And it will be as a first time parent, but doulas can help ease that and they can help guide you. Um, so I did a lot of learning as I went along during parenthood. And then my sister got pregnant. One of my friends' sisters got pregnant, and I started helping them, you know, offering advice. And I attended my sister's birth in 2021. I had to think about that. When was my nephew born? I attended my sister's birth September of 2021. That's the lie. That baby was born in 2020. He most definitely was born in 2020. Sorry. I'm sorry, Ra. Yeah, okay, so I attended my sister's birth in September of 2020. My friend's sister, Sharvie, had her baby. I didn't get to attend it because that was around the time we had this crazy ice storm here in Dallas, and I wasn't gonna risk that. I'm going to Houston, you know what I mean? I live in Dallas. Um, but I was already doing the work unofficially without a certification. And for a while, I had been following Earth is her name. Her Instagram name is PS Love Jolie, and I'll put it in the notes and everything down below. But I've been following her. She's a root worker, spiritualist, a birth worker, obviously, and she said that you know she wanted to do a doula training. And I kind of like my ears kind of perked up when I heard her say it because I I knew that it's something that I liked. I didn't know all that it entailed, but I was very interested. And I had been looking into like different training classes, and honestly, none of them I didn't feel like they really fit me. Um, and I don't care. I'll go out and say it. I was not interested in Dona, or that's the main one that I saw. White people are in everything. They're like literally have their hands in everything, and I think it's a little crazy. Um, I'm gonna say it. I just think it's crazy because way back when, well, we were your wet nurses. You know what I'm saying? Y'all didn't even want to breastfeed your own children. It was considered, you. It's like you had better shit to do than to tend and care for your own children and to breastfeed your children. And you could go back and look in, you can't look in the history books, but you can do your research and you'll see the pictures. These beautiful black women sitting here with these white babies. And now y'all want to circle back and be founders of doula businesses and try to control what the rules are to be certified and the who, what, when, where, why. You can't tell me shit because we taught you. Let's be real. We literally taught you. That's one of the things. There's one of the things with racism. That's the difference between being prejudiced and being racist. Is when you're racist, you actually have the authority and the power to control and manipulate. Do you know what I mean? Like I just didn't want to be a part of that. It's exhausting having to constantly be around people that do not look like you, that can't understand you, that fail to try to understand you, that gaslight you and manipulate you. Why would I want to give you my hard-earned money so you can tell me some shit that you learned from my ancestors? I don't think so. So, I took the Black Woman Doula course by Earth, and her business is Earth Mama Naturals. It's PS Love Jolie Instagram, Earth Mama Naturals, her Black Woman Doula course. And it was specifically geared towards black women, taught by black women. There was nobody else in this virtual room. You know what I mean? So we didn't have to have expend that extra energy on explaining certain things because it was already understood. It's so beautiful when that happens. We can just learn and enjoy each other and have that fellowship. So I really appreciate Earth for creating that safe space for us. I was very intentional with the training that I took there because I knew who I wanted to learn from, and I also know who my target audience is. So I'm catering to the families and the women that look like me, and I'm okay with that. Anyway, so that's the training course that I took, and that's the reason why I took that route instead of what you see most doulas do. Um, Even with me knowing and doing things that way, I will say that I was still a little nervous about stepping out into something new, into a new career, because for going on about 5 years, I have been an insurance agent. I was licensed in all 50 states, but that did not align with me. It was very, I hate this word, but I'm gonna say it didn't align with me. It was very low vibrational. It had me very down in the trenches. I never really had like major anxiety, but when I was an insurance agent in that call center lifestyle, you know, um, I hear that beep, like you getting a call, you get a beep in your ear first. I hear that, and it would literally have me like, okay. I had to prep after every, like, I was nervous, I was anxious, it was giving me anxiety, because I never knew what I was gonna get, and it seemed like everything that I did, in corporate America, even though I was doing really well, it just seemed like it was never enough for them. Like, there was a guy, I was on a team full of men at this one agency that I worked for, and there was a guy there who'd been there for about 10 years, and he was awesome. Like, he make all the money, thousands of dollars in commission, and I was a new person at this. I left another insurance company and went to an agency, so I was new here at this agency. But I was right up under him, like number two. Do you know what I mean? So I was getting the sales, closing the deals. And me, back in my old job, if they said there was too many people on the phones, they needed somebody to go, oh, I'm out. You're not going to catch me there if I don't have to be there. Like, I didn't, we had bills to pay. I was working. But if I had some PTO or some time that I could take, or, I was gone, because my heart wasn't in that. I'm sitting here working towards whoever. I don't even know if man named their own place. You see what I'm saying? I'm working towards somebody else's dreams. I don't want to be here. I want to be outside. I'm trying to go get a break, get the fuck up out of here. So going from that hourly job, I worked with this agency, it became salary. It was technically like a pay increase, you know what I'm saying? And it was night and day, because I'm salary, I'm staying late, coming in on Saturdays, doing all the things. I was literally giving it my all, saying I was gonna, actually work hard, because it was just kind of like other people. I'm just gonna say my baby daddy, like, he used to always be on me, like, you don't never want to work, da 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 da. And it really wasn't that, but just having that in the back of my head, like, I felt like I had something to prove, but I was still unaligned. I was still going about it the way other people expected me to go about it, and not exactly how I wanted to go about it. So yeah, I'm sitting here staying late, doing it all, actually making the sales, hitting my goals, hitting my numbers, and it still wasn't enough. I literally be like, woo, I did that, look at my monthly, and they're like, more, 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 more. That instant gratification is extremely unhealthy. It's unnatural. And that's kind of how this society works, unfortunately. But you have to be mentally strong enough to know when it's time to step away from certain things. And I will never forget the day I felt like I was broken. I just had enough. And I called my mom in the middle of the day. I just went into like a lunch mode or something. And my computer's gonna go to sleep. Hold on. I called my mom, and I was just kind of like crying, and that's not like me. You can ask my sister, ask my friends. Like I be trying to thug it out. I called her crying. I'm just like, Mom, I can't do this shit no more. Like I'm tired, and as soon as when I think I've done good, they want more. And she was trying to talk me down, kind of like, well, because I was ready to not clock back in, and I was just gonna quit. She was just kind of like, mate, I can help you. I can help you with some bills and stuff like that, but try to find something else first. Try to find something else first before you just quit like that. Because I have a house to maintain, a kid to take care of. I can't just be job hopping. I'm not that. I wasn't even that type of person, because the other job I was there for 4 years, and this is my first year at this other job, and she was just trying to talk me down from it. But I was telling her, like, I can't do this anymore. um, and this was August of 2021. Just to give you guys a little timeline, I got that certification from, I was going to say her name, from Earth, in December of 2020. So in the midst of December of 2020 all the way to August of 2021, I was going through imposter syndrome like a motherfucker. So my certification was collecting dust. It was just, every day I was thinking about it, but I wasn't making no actual moves on it. Just so you guys know how long it took for me to actually step out on faith. It was not immediately. But, me calling my mom that day crying, I'm like, I gotta do something else. This is not for me. This ain't it. I reached out to an agency here, because I'm like, let me just see what the doula life is really about. I had reached out to an agency, submitted an inquiry, and was like, I want to shadow you on some births. Who can I help? I can be an assistant. I just wanted to get my pinky toe in the door. Like, I was just trying to get in the door so I could get into something new. The agency had hit me back. They hit me back, because I'm pretty sure I sent this in June or July, and they sent me this long ass CVS receipt. Well, you gotta do this. You need to get your LLC, get some insurance on your business, get these certifications. It's, CPR, food handlers, little things that legally are required for you to do certain things, especially in somebody's home. You need to get all of this and submit a proposal, interviews, then we could talk, then we could see what's going on. I was just kind of like, I was just trying to come sit in a bird. You know what I mean? Like, hold up, wait a minute, little baby, I wasn't trying to do all that. But I was trying to do all that, but I didn't know. I just had no idea the depths, because I didn't get a mentor. I never officially had a mentor for being a doula or having a doula business. I was just blindly feeling my way through things. But me talking to my mom, I was just kind of like, I'm gonna get my LLC. I'm gonna go ahead and start taking these steps and checking off this list that this agency gave me. We're gonna take it from there. And she was like, okay. My mom is like the business woman. Like, she's so business savvy. So she was excited to hear that. And I remember August of 2021. I'm a Leo. So it was like shortly after my birthday. It was the best birthday gift ever. I got a letter in the mail with my my proof that I had a registered business. And I was just kind of like, this is it. Like, I'm a business owner. I didn't know what the fuck I was going to do exactly, but I just knew I had a business. And that's kind of how Rooting For You started. It was just out of me wanting something new and being unfulfilled in corporate America, and just being tired of working towards somebody else's dream. You know what I mean? But yeah, So that was August of 2021. But what's crazy is me and my mom, we that was one of the realest conversations that we had. And like 3 months later, she passed away. And it's always kind of it's still really fresh to me. You know, grief is it's not linear. Like it's not like it's just kind of like ooh, ooh, ooh. It comes in waves. So I sometimes I think like, man, I wish she could see how I'm doing right now. Like she saw the very beginning stages of me, you know, when this rooting for you was just a thought. You know what I mean? And I'm actually doing it. I wish she could be here to see it now. I know she's always with me, clearly, but you know, it's different now. You know what I'm saying? So, but that kind of pushes me and gives me the drive to continue, um, because I've definitely come too far to turn back. There's a lot that I don't know, um, and it is scary, but I think it would be even more scarier because I know what the fuck is back there waiting for me, and it's me working for the man again. Like, and I for damn sure I'm not doing that. I'm not going back to that. So I don't care if it's a large step or if it's a little bitty baby step. I'm gonna take a step, and I'm gonna step every time, every day. I work towards my dream. I'll do something for my business. I'm working for myself and sustaining myself. I'm not doing this for nobody else. I'm not going to be putting energy into somebody else's dream and leaving me by the wayside, because if I don't bet on myself, then who the fuck will? Not nobody else. People will take from you, and then take some more, and until you don't have anything. And one thing about me being the self-care queen, and one thing that I preach to my clients and my moms is, you cannot pour from an empty cup. It just don't work like that. You will be drained and you won't have anything left for yourself. And we just not moving like that, period. So yeah, that's, you know, kind of how the business started. One thing I will say, because I do like my self-care products, I've always, like I said, I've always been a self-care queen. I'm talking about 8 years old. And this, I will get into this in another video, but I'm doing facials. I'm asking my granny to go buy some honey for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I have on my face serum right now. People really be sleeping on a Good Night Queen face serum, but that Manuka honey and that black seed oil, it gets you right every time. But I literally be like, I wanna try to do a face mask. Or can you go give me that oil of Olay Regenerist serum? They said that it fights wrinkles. I'm 8. I'm like, like I don't want to have crow's feet, or you know, and they just be like, Jasmine, get the like Jasmine. Yeah, it's just always been in me naturally to create and make things on my own. And eventually it got to the point where I didn't want to buy anybody else's products. I'd rather make it myself. I've always been more like natural DIY. I feel like if I'm buying this, like sometimes I feel like a chump. Like I could do this myself. Anything. If one day I'm gonna have to take a tour of my little home here. But majority of these things in here I've made. I've found plans, blueprints for dining tables, did my own bed. Like I literally, I would rather do the work and work with my hands on my own and put my own energy into it. And I feel like my own energy and my own love and intention. And I think that's important, and it definitely shows in everything that I touch and everything that I do. But yeah, so I've been making products. I started to take it a little more seriously once my son was born, because I didn't want to continue. Like I was saying with me, I knew for sure I wanted to breastfeed. Well, if I'm giving him my own milk, what do I look like buying baby food? Because one thing I know how to do is cook. Like, so I was making his baby food, um, giving my sister, my friends little ideas for baby food. Kane was always going to daycare with a homemade something, and sometimes the teachers would be like, you can." They would kind of discourage me from that, but that's another story. Anyway, I've always been one of the people, one of the moms out there that just wanted to do everything um, myself. Like I would rather do it myself, because I could keep buying from you, but what's that gonna do? I'm just spending money. I'd rather learn how to do it myself and tailor it to myself, because at the end of the day, we're paying for convenience and whatever. I could do it myself. That's all. I forgot where I was going with that, but yeah, it was just things like that that it just kind of aligned. I feel like that's always been my purpose. You know what I mean? And it really worked itself out. Because I say with rooting for you, I'm rooting for everybody black for damn sure. I'm rooting for just people in general to be comfortable and okay with um, showing up as their authentic selves and being the best version of yourself. I feel like if we could all do that, this world would be a much better place. So that's what rooting for you is really about, is being the best version of yourself, taking time out for yourself. That's important as a mother. You know, it's all about your children, of course, but what about you? A lot of people, once they have a child, it's like mom this, mom that, mom. All you do is talk about your kids, post your kids. What about you? What were you before a mother? You're still something else other than a mother. And I love children. I love my child, but I'm more than a mother. So I talk to my clients about this kind of stuff all the time, and it just kind of worked itself out. And I eventually, so March of 2022, um, I officially got hired on at the agency that I had reached out to. Um, and that allowed me to actually focus on working with the women and actually gaining that experience, because a lot of doulas, I'm in all these groups on Facebook, and I'll see them, straight out the gate. I just want to attend some births. Where can I go? I'll do it for free. And they're posting. No likes, no comments, no shares. People keep scrolling. They read that shit. Like, and I could have, I could go that route and keep throwing my net, casting my net out there, hoping I catch a fish, or I could let somebody else do that work for me and just bring the clients in. That's kind of where I was going with that. And so yeah, she was. It wasn't like steady all the time, but I was able to get clients. You know what I'm saying? My first client I had through the agency, this was a life changing experience. It was the first time I ever attended a home birth, and Lord, was it beautiful. Like, I mean, we are magical as women. We are walking portals. Our womb literally ushers in new life into this world. Um, and to see that raw and uncut, without, um, you know, doctors trying to put their hands, because doctors are good for that. Without doctors in the mix, she did have a midwife, and that but it was just a wonderful experience. So last year, I was able to do home births, birthing centers, and hospital births. Worked with a birthing pool during the water births. Like, I definitely got a little bit of everything, and that's what I needed. Due to other circumstances that I really don't care to get too in depth with, um, I did decide to leave the agency side of it, and that's mainly because, like, if I will say this, if you want things done a certain way, um, you're probably gonna have to just do it yourself. Be a self starter, initiate, bet on yourself, like I was saying. So I'm like I told you guys earlier, like my ancestors are guiding me. So I'm listening, I'm being obedient. I'm not associated with any type of agency here in Dallas. It's just me out here um, trusting spirit. And spirit, my ancestors, they have not failed me yet. I will say that the clients that I got through the agency um, helped reassure me along my path because every single one of them, um, I feel like I met for a reason. Like it was fate. We were supposed to meet. You know what I mean? It'd be like just this one off thing where it's like because I did like home visits. I was traveling all around Dallas, but one of my clients would live next to a school that I went to, in sixth grade, and it was like that's the thing about being born and raised in Dallas and actually moving back and working in your community. Everything started to come full circle for me, and it was just like spirit was like, see, 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 like everything was like you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Um, it was just the reassurance for me and knowing that I'm in the right place. I even had a client have her baby on my birthday. That's why I was like, girl, I knew we were supposed to meet, and I'm so into myself, like. I was excited. Like, I was honestly excited. Of course, I want to usher in a new Leo. We need more Leos. I was after she gave birth, I'm holding that baby. I'm like, bitch. Like, yes, foot on their necks, August 12th. Like, I was really, like, so happy for her. I was excited to be there. Because, people don't want to work on their birthday. And I was very excited for her. But yeah, it was just kind of like those experiences, and I'm all around Dallas, Oak Cliff, South Dallas, Lancaster, Cedar Hill, and then I'd be in Farmers Branch, then I'd be in Carrollton, Mesquite, Euless. I'm everywhere. Um, and it was also rewarding. So I had got over the fact that, is this the right thing? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? I knew for a fact, like, it's what I'm supposed to be doing. So I was doing the damn thing. So that was the doula side of it. I will say now, with me branching out and selling my products and soaps, face serums and things like that, I'm like putting another notch in my belt. That's what it feels like, because my girl Mia, she had her Fix Your Crown empowerment event, and I saw her posting saying she needed vendors, and I'm like, can I do that? I messaged her, was like, I think I want to, but I'm gonna let you know for sure. Like, I don't know, because it was just the thought. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it was me selling the stuff was just a thought. When I kid you not, I thought about it for about 2 months, and when I went to that event, I ain't gonna lie, my table looked damn good. I did the damn thing. Like, my labels, I had everything labeled to the legal standards. My presentation, that's what I'm saying. Where when I put love and intention into things, it shows. Like, cause everybody's like, your table is beautiful. This setup is beautiful. It's because it's a part of me. And that's just, no bullshit. When you can tell when somebody loves and truly enjoys what they do. So yeah, like, I definitely did the damn thing with that. That was my first vending event just a couple of weeks ago, and since then I've done 2 more, total 3, and they've all been very rewarding for me. So yeah, that's just something else that I'm doing. 1 second. Okay, and then back to I'm gonna take it back for a second. So after I got my certification, December of 2020, up until the summer of 2021. In between that time, what I was saying, I had imposter syndrome like a motherfucker. Like every like you get in a room and it's like you almost feel like you don't belong there, or what am I doing? Let me, you know what I'm saying? I was always second guessing, always questioning. I was very, very concerned about not fitting in. And to truth be told, I have never fit in anywhere. Like from birth, I've been weird from birth. Like I've just never fit in, and I think it's one of those childhood traumas that I had to work through, and I'm doing pretty good. Your girl doing pretty good. I really don't give a fuck anymore. Like either you like me or you don't. Back in the day, people used to make fun of the way I talk. You talk like a white girl, call me white girl, make fun of my hair. It was always something to say, but now I know they most times they're just intimidated. You know what I'm saying? You have something, they're projecting. I don't give a fuck about that shit anymore. But even with I had to do my shadow work because with me stepping into this new career in this new realm, I was worried about the way I looked, and I don't know, because I am a very spiritual person. I'm an intuitive. I'm a medium. I fuck with the cards. All of those things. And I didn't know how it was going to be accepted. But honestly, in this life, there are people that are going to love you, and there are going to be people that just don't like you. And I'm okay with not being for everybody. It was a lot of projecting. I was doing projecting, you know what I mean? Because I would look at the doulas and the other people just around me here in Dallas, and they were just, the earthiest earth that earth could have earthed. Like, they, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they're beautiful women, freeform locks, just all natural. And I like that kind of stuff. The thing with me is, I like to switch it up. You're going to catch me with some long braids. Then one day you might catch me with Afro puffs. Then you'll catch me with some faux locks. Like right now, my hair is technically straight. I'm not wearing my hair natural right now. My thing, I also like, I like long nails. I want long acrylics. I want a freestyle set. Like, I like to look good. And when you see me out in the streets, if we're going out to a bar or a club, it's going to be ass and titties. Like, I'm serving. And when a lot of people, they want a doula, they think they've got to be literally Mother Earth. Like, the super natural. That's how I was thinking. Like, am I natural enough? But literally all my clients, that's what I'm saying, how it was reassurance for me. They were for me, because my clients are damn near the same. My clients are the same, and I think that really helped them open up to me and helped me do the work that was necessary. Just me showing up as my authentic self. That's why I'm gonna always preach that. I had to drill it into myself before I even started taking clients, and it's just like a confidence thing. And when I walk into a room, it's not about like, oh, I look better than, or I'm better than. It's just about me knowing that I'm that bitch, and I'm gonna stand 10 toes down for my damn self. I know what the fuck I be doing, and I know what the fuck I don't be doing. Hello. And you can't tell me anything other than that. Because at the end of the day, this is random. People always ask me, like, you're really genuine. They literally, people will point that out to me. And I just tell them that's literally the only way to be. And it's not about what you say or what you think of me, because I have to look at myself in the mirror at the end of the day. And I am my worst critic, and I am in competition with myself. I'm not competing with the next bitch. Like, I'm literally like, okay, Jasmine, I've been doing that with the vending events, just to let you guys know. Like, the first one, I'm like, I did this, I made this much. This next one, I gotta do 10 times better, or I need to have this. Like, I've been cleaning it up as I go along, and I've literally been learning so much. You just from experience. Experience is the best teacher. But I have to look at myself in the mirror at the end of the day and explain to myself why I fumbled that, or why I did that, or why I didn't say it with my chest, why I didn't stand up. You know what I'm saying? So that alone has been enough for me to show up and be unapologetically black, unapologetically a badass bitch, unapologetically a black ass doula. And that's exactly what the fuck I am. And I'm happy. I'm so happy, and it feels good. This aligns. You know what I mean? Like, it feels so great. I'm excited for 2023 and all the years to come, because I'm only gonna get better. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying, where I know the ending, but the middle is a little gray. But I know for damn sure I'm getting better. Aging like wine over here, making my own money, making my own hours, encouraging other black women, you know what I'm saying? It's straight gold over here. What else can I tell you guys? The other part of my business, we'll talk briefly about the spirituality portion. I've always kind of had like a connection to the spiritual world, and way back when, back in the day, it used to scare me, because when you see like spirits and things like that, it's scary. I was raised in a church, you know what I mean? And so that shit, I'm like, I'm scared. I was sleeping with a Bible. I was saying prayer, sleeping with my light on. I'll never forget. So my grandmother, she passed away in 2011. My grandmother and my mother, I was in the room and watched both of these amazingly beautiful, talented, strong black women take their last breaths in front of my very eyes. And that's just something that you do not forget. And so my grandmother, she passed away in 2011. It really had fucked with me, you know what I mean? And I feel like for a second, I don't know, she knew she transitioned. We lived in a house together. It was me, my mom, and my grandma. And my mom had her room on one side of the house, and me and my grandmother, our rooms were on the other side of the house, and we shared a bathroom. But I would be hearing stuff, radios turning on, lights turning on, doors, things that you cannot ignore. And I wasn't crazy because we had dogs in the house, a Chihuahua and a poodle. You all know anything about Chihuahuas, they're gonna bark. And so I be hearing something like the door open, and I'm looking, and the dog's looking, and we looking at each other like we was like, you heard that, I know you heard, I heard it. Like, it was one of them things. And I was terrified. I wasn't ready for it. Fast forward, about 6-7 years later, I'm like, it's time. You're like, I was in this deep, dark depression, and I needed my ancestors. I needed them. And they came and they showed up. And clearly they've been showing out. Like, your girl is doing fine. But I did my thing. I found a mentor, somebody that I love, and I truly, truly look up to, Shakara. and she kind of helped me strengthen that muscle with spirit. Um, and one thing I'll tell you, in my readings, I be having the tea, baby. Like, I might tell you a joke, but I'll never tell you a lie. That's for damn sure. Because, boy, I haven't been wrong yet. And that's the crazy thing. I should knock on some wood, but Spirit really be spilling the tea for your girl. And I love to help the people that come to me and get readings and, come for any advice. Like, all of this is so rewarding for me. And these are the three ways right now that I'm rooting for you. Through birth work, encouraging you to do self-care, and offering intuitive messages. And I'm sure I'm not gonna even limit myself. I know there's gonna be more to come. Um, but yeah, thank you guys. Thank you to those that are still watching and listening to me ramble. I just wanted to get on here and talk so you guys could put a beautiful face to an even more beautiful business. You know what I'm saying? I'll put all of the tags below for my Instagram. It's I'm rooting for you. My website, I'mRootingForYou.com. You can go in there and schedule readings, order some products, get a doula consultation, um, all of those things. I love y'all. Thank you for watching.